We're going to tease our exclusive interview with the offensive coordinator for the Appalachian State Mountaineers, Mr. Frank Ponce, who is a dear friend of our coach emeritus here. So take it away. You can introduce it, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, well, I had the pleasure of being able to speak with him last night. They've got a huge game tomorrow night against Coastal Carolina at App State. Again, and you'll hear it in the interview. This will be for a share of the lead of the East Division of the Sun Belt Conference, which is a conference they've been dominating for the last 10 years. Coastal Carolina won the conference last year, and they run a great offense. It's going to be a great game. It's a great challenge for them. But yeah, we had the pleasure of talking to Frank Ponce, a Miami High Stingaree, a Miami grown guy that started out here as a high school football coach, moved on to FIU as an assistant coach, went to App State about 10 years ago, 11 years ago, maybe a little more, went to Louisville with Coach Satterfield, and now he's back at App State as the offensive coordinator. Tonight on our podcast, we have the privilege of having one of the up-and-coming offensive coordinators in college football, our very own Coach Frank Ponce from Appalachian State. Welcome, Coach, and thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me here, Gil. It's always good to talk to you, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, Coach, it has been a while. It's good to see you doing the things that you're doing up there at App State. You guys, again, I mean, you've been going all over. You've been in a couple of good programs, and you've been a high school football coach. You've done a lot of good things, and I want to get you on the show and just talk about the stuff that you've been doing, where you guys are going, who you guys have this week. It was just something important for us to have you on. And we appreciate your time.
Always, anytime.
Coach, you guys had a tough loss last week to Louisiana. Again, another good program in the Sun Belt. How are you guys doing, and how's practice been?
Well, like you said, it was a tough loss for us. It's a conference game and a team that we've been battling for years and in this conference for the Sun Belt Championship. And, Coach, they've done a great job there and building the program, and they are where they are now. We just had some unfortunate plays for us, turning the ball over, and credits to them. They played a heck of a football game. And, I always tell everybody, we were out-coached and outplayed. And kudos to them. They did a great job. They played it hard, and their coaches did an excellent job in scheming the game plan. But we have Coastal Carolina this week. Coastal is obviously ranked in the country in the top 25. I think they're 16, if I'm not mistaken. Another team that has emerged in the Sun Belt. And, I tell everyone our conference is as hard and tough as any conference in college football. And the Sun Belt has proven that by beating Power 5 schools. And Louisiana has done it. Coastal has done it. We have done it. So it's a very competitive conference. And obviously Coastal is coming in here, and they're undefeated. It's a rivalry that has been brewing for the last couple of years. And it's going to be a good game. We have a sellout crowd here in Boone. And, Kid Brewer Stadium is going to be packed. And our fans are awesome. And our kids are looking forward to it.
No, I bet that's going to be a great atmosphere. And speaking of which, this game is for a share of the lead in the East Division of the Sun Belt. How are you guys injury-wise going into the game on Wednesday?
We got a couple guys banged up, Gil. Around this time of football season, halfway through, it's a physical sport, so you're going to have some guys banged up and a couple of injuries here and there, and obviously unfortunately, some of the key guys. And offensively, we're losing this game. Two players offensively, one receiver and a running back. And they still have a chance now because obviously technology and everything, our trainers do a great job trying to get guys back on the football field to be ready to play. So they're still battling there and still working and going through treatment and getting themselves ready. So, Cam Peoples, our running back, he's a little bit banged up in his ankle. And then Jalen Virgil, one of our speedy, fastest wide receiver, his hamstring has been bugging him here for the last couple of weeks. So those are two key guys that we won't have full go even if they do play some. But we have a great supporting cast, and we have some great wide receivers and running backs. So That's something that we're very happy with and proud of, that we do have some depth at those positions, and we should be fine.
That's good to hear, Coach. And again, I know how physical you guys are. I know how you game plan, and I know you like that physical side of offensive football, of running the ball, and then setting the tone and the pace up front. Your O-line is young. How much of that limited experience has affected, the development of the offense this season? Your play calling, the plays that you can install. How's that inexperience affected any of the things that you've been able to do?
Well, it's I'll tell you what, we have our center has been playing ball here now for a bit now. He does have a couple of young guys. Our right guard Helms just got here. Sayers just transferred from Western Carolina, and then our Daly, our left guard, is he just came out of an injury from last year. But our right tackle Cooper is a fantastic offensive tackle, offensive lineman, and you're a lineman coach yourself, so you will love these guys. These guys are tough nosed, and here's the biggest thing, that to answer your question, Bear Hunter, our center, is a very extremely. He's a coach of a son. I mean, a son of a coach, and he is very smart. He makes all the calls in the front, run game and pass protection. So he's the guy that helps those guys. He anchors that offensive line, and he really helps those young guys. Inexperienced, as you say, he really helps them in throughout the game. Our offensive line coach does a fantastic job with those guys. He's always with them and always making sure that they know exactly who they're working to, pass protection or run game. So that's something we feel comfortable. They've been doing a great job all year, and unfortunately, the last game wasn't as good as we wanted to, but that is here or there, and then that's the past. So we got to move on here against Coastal. But those guys have been doing a great job all year. So we're looking forward to those guys. They're on a mission right now for Wednesday.
I can believe that. And knowing the head coach, Coach Clark, is a former O-line coach. I'm sure he's got his eye on them, and that's always something that as a head coach you tend to look at your position, and keep an eye on it. But that's good to hear.
Mm-hmm.
Coach, as you mentioned earlier, you guys for years now have been dominating the Sun Belt Conference. You guys have been the top dog. In the last couple of years, you guys have had some good competition. Coastal Carolina last year pretty much was a very surprise team, and they've maintained their success this year. Louisiana has gotten better every year, and they've also gotten up there on the mountaintop with you guys. How is that situation, affecting your guys' recruiting, and how is that? What do you think you guys need to do in order to get back to that dominating style and being the number one team in the conference?
Well, we got to continue improving ourselves and obviously adapting to the things that we need to do in recruiting when it comes to making sure that the recruiting world is very tricky. And sometimes you see someone having a very good year in high school and they get here and they're not as good as you expect them to be. And so that doesn't happen a lot, Gil, but it does happen. And then it sets you back a little bit at that position. But we got to continue doing the things we've been doing. We've been very successful. This program has always been successful and will always be successful. Louisiana Lafayette, there's time where, when we get into the Sun Belt, we're always battling with them. And last 4 years, we were dominating the conference and beating all these teams. And we still are winning a lot of football games. But they've done a good job of closing the gap on us. And, we always say the Sun Belt Championship runs through Boone, North Carolina. So Louisiana Lafayette has done a great job. Coastal has done a great job as well in recruiting. And obviously, the transfer portal has been helping a lot of these schools out, getting some Power 5 guys come down that are not playing. They're not happy where they're at. So they've been recruiting those guys as well, because that's the business now. You got to recruit college guys. And it kind of hurts the high school guy. And then that's a whole different story there. But, Georgia Southern has always been a competitive team, as biggest rivalry that we've always had here at App State, even going back to the Southern Conference at the FCS level. And now we moved to the FBS here in the Sun Belt together at the same time. So, like I said, it's very competitive. Every team is trying to close that gap. Everyone is trying to get those players that they need at certain positions, Gil, especially with the transfer portal. And as you see, there's going to be a bunch of guys in the transfer portal that are going to be looking for a home where they can come in and play. And that's what we're going to be looking for. So we got to just continue doing the same thing. And we got to look for the positions that are key for us for next year. And when we do that, then if you do the right homework on everybody and make sure you get the right guy, the character, the athleticism, where you need them, then I think if we do that, we're going to be perfectly fine.
No, and definitely they're going to get coached up the right way with you guys there. I mean, like I said before, this is your second stint there, and you're a good football coach. You're exceptionally offensively, and I think that you guys everywhere you've been, and I know that you were with a coach from Louisville at FIU, and you've had extensive experience at the high school and college level as a coach. So I know that if the kids that go there are gonna get coached up right. So I got no worries about that situation. Now, speaking of that, Coach, you left the Power 5 position at Louisville, and that must have been a big decision for you to leave that situation and go back to Boone. Can you give us a little insight on your journey, as how it is that you are where you are now?
Well, I'll start out by, the first part of the question. And the reason I left the University of Louisville, obviously spending years here at App State with Coach Satterfield, a great friend and great colleague and a person to coach with. You don't coach for that guy. You coach with that guy. That's the type of head coach he is. And that's why everybody wants to coach with him. And nobody ever leaves. And the reason I made the transition here back to Appalachian State, even coming back to not a Power 5 school, a Group of 5 school, is because I got the opportunity to be offensive coordinator. And it's one of those things, Gil, that I felt I was ready to do it. I feel that I was at least try to get an opportunity, somebody give me an opportunity to interview for the job or kind of give you the position. But it wasn't happening. So when this opened up, Coach Clark is somebody I coach with, so he knows the type of coach I am, the type of person I am, and just the knowledge of the game and the offense here that we wanted to run. So he gave me a call and he asked me, and there's something that I had to think about. Obviously, I don't have to tell you the financial part of it. It's a big difference in Power 5 to Group of 5, but it's we worked something out, and it was an opportunity. I said, whether if I don't take it now, Gil, I'm not getting younger. I'm at 50 right now. So I have to get that opportunity now. I want to look back 5 years from now and then say, why, I should have done this, or, I should have taken that position there. And it goes beyond the financial part of it. It's something that you want to give it a shot at, and you want to see how good you can be and how you can grow as a coach. So I took that leap of faith, and, you just got to continue doing the things that we've been doing here. We've been doing well all year, and we just got to get that going this game again and get back to doing make sure that we score points and do the things offensively that we're going to need to win football games. And our kids are ready. It's a team sport, and that it has to be all around, special teams, defense, and offense. So that's the reason I came down. But the journey, like you said, we coached 16 years in high school, and I'm actually, man, time is flying by. We're looking at 15. I'm in my 15th year of college. It'll be 16 next year, so I'm evening it up now. So that's mind-boggling, because I never thought about coaching college. It kind of something that happened in 2007 fell on my lap when Mario Cristobal got hired as the head coach and asked if I was interested in being interviewing and for the wide receiver position. And so I did, and it worked out. And it's something that, as you know, that I spent a lot of time since '92, since I started coaching, working with quarterbacks, receivers, and just studying the offense and visiting with guys, going to colleges and talking to guys in high school. You remember when I used to go to your house and talk about offensive line play to learn that. And so I've always trying to learn. I always tell young coaches, man, you can never think you know everything. And then you talk to young guys, they know everything, and or at least they think they know, but they always got to always continue learning. I'm still learning. I'm still calling guys and tell them, hey, what do you do on this here? What are you looking for? What are your thoughts on this situation? Third and medium, red zone. What's your best play? What are you thinking? What's your thought process? So obviously these guys have been doing it. So I want to continue learning, whether they're older than I am or younger. It doesn't matter. It's the experience, and you want to continue to grow as a coach. So we're here now. We're as the offensive coordinator at Appalachian State. Extremely grateful to Coach Clark for the opportunity, and obviously want to make the best for it for myself to continue to grow as a coach and put myself in a position where I can help others. And just like the way I've been helped and groomed and shown how to grow as a coach, so I want to make sure that I'm able to do that in the future for others.
Oh, Coach, I'm glad you touched upon that. I mean, and that's the key. You know, that as a coach, we can never stop learning. You know, and even as a human being, we need to understand that whenever we think we know everything, we're in trouble.
Yes, sir.
You know, and I'm glad you brought that up. And it's been great to watch you, you know, grow from where you started to where you are now, and to say that we are proud of you and proud of all the things that you've accomplished. You know, can't go without being said. You know, as fellow Stingerees, as fellow Miami High Stingerees, Coach, it's always nice to see you and see you succeeding and going the places you're going. So
I appreciate it. Thank you,
Coach. I want to say thank you. I appreciate your time, man. I know it's a busy week. It's a big game. It's a huge game at this time of the season, and especially where you guys are at. And I really want to say thank you again for your time, and good luck this week against Coastal Carolina.
No, thank you for having me, and thank you for your kind words, Gil, and hopefully we do this again soon.
Amen, brother. Amen.